Just as the famous children's novel The Wind in the Willows began in spring, so did my adventure with Fermanagh Willows and the birth of the Wicker Man.
It all began back in May when I met local storyteller and former principal Brian Gallagher, along with craftsman Gordon Johnson. Together they have managed to bring the legend of the Wicker Man to life right here on our very own doorstep. The key material for making a Wicker Man is willows. Planting the seeds in early spring, it's a waiting game for the men, and this year they hoped Mother Nature would be on their side.
It's now the month of May and they've just started growing. Some of the willows will grow to a height of 12 feet. That's 12 feet over the summer. You've seen them in the early part of the year, before they started growing, and they look just like little spikes, as you can see. But then when they start growing, and especially if the weather is wet, they will simply go up like bamboos. They say bamboos are the fastest growing thing in the whole world, I think. But I don't know if they've ever seen willows, the people who grow bamboos, because the willows would be a good competitor for the bamboo.
And grow like bamboos they did, as I found out when I returned to the willow field.
5 months on, and look how tall the willows have grown. Today is the cutting down of the sallies, as they're also known, before Gordon can work his magic on the black and gold branches.
As soon as they've been cut, as you see them laid about, and I just gather them together and assemble a Wicker Man. Each year it gets bigger. This year I expect about 20 feet, I would say. Either I would make a circle on the ground and then stick a row of the very tall ones in to make the legs, and then strengthen them by weaving the fine willows in amongst them till I get the leg length that I need. And at that point I would lower them down because they're a bit too tall for me to work on, and then work on the body and head horizontally. And once I've got those assembled and the arms, then it's stand him up again and make a base for him so that he's freestanding.
But what is a Wicker Man, and where did his story originate? Well, history tells us that a Wicker Man was a large wicker statue of a human, used by the ancient Druids for human sacrifice by burning it in effigy. Thankfully today, there's no human sacrifice, and the figure is used purely for entertainment purposes during the festival celebrations. The Fermanagh Mummers are just one group that use Gordon's Wicker Men for various events throughout their pagan calendar.
Now we have 6 months of growth until the autumn equinox on September 23rd. This particular character here is feared in people's minds. He's feared because he's known as the Wicker Man. Made from sally rods and stuffed with straw, corn straw from last year's harvest. And also on the chest you have a chest of wheat. What we're saying here by burning the Wicker Man is that we're turning our backs on winter. He's the sacrifice. He's a sacrifice so that spring from now on will come back with the strength of the sun getting stronger, and with the sun, you know, the earth will warm up and the plants will grow, everything will turn green, the animals will eat the plants, we'll eat the animals, and everybody will be healthy and wealthy. So the burning of the Wicker Man is a symbolic sacrifice in order to ensure that the winter is past and that we look forward to the spring and the regenerative growth that comes with spring and the sun, that of course is essential to everything.
Some may say it's a shame to burn this magnificent piece of art, but its creator believes the ashes return to the earth where the first chapter of its life began.
As far as the burning process is concerned, it'd be an awful nuisance having all these wicker men about the place. It would just slowly be drying out and going brittle. Willows wouldn't keep indefinitely, so the fact that they're being burned doesn't disturb me all that much.
So with enough willows gathered to start building a body for the latest Wicker Man and high expectations that it will be the best to date, Gordon has a busy time ahead to get it completed in time for Fermanagh's Halloween festivities. Aislinn, Hagan, Fermanagh TV.